Thank you very much for joining us on News Now. At least 30 people were killed after Boko Haram militants attacked Gaya village in Hong local government area of Adamawa State. Witnesses say the terrorist group also burned several buildings in the community, which is in the border area just by the Sambisa forest. A source said the sect members who attacked the community were the ones dislodged from the Sambisa forest by the ongoing airstrike by the Nigerian Air Force. The Nigerian military spokesman, Major General Chris Olukolade, however, said he is not aware of the attack. Recall that the Nigerian army had, in a statement yesterday, said it killed more Boko Haram militants in its ongoing airstrikes around the sect stronghold in the Sambisa forest and parts of Goza in the northeast Borno state. The Sambisa forest, by the way, is believed to be where the sect might be holding the over 200 girls it kidnapped from Chibok last year. Now to election matters. Former military head of state General Abdul Salami Abubakar has asked Nigerians to disregard insinuations that presidential elections scheduled for March the 28th may not hold and that an interim government may be foisted on the country. Speaking at a briefing held by the National Peace Committee, which he heads, the former military leader makes a passionate appeal against election violence in the country.
As you must have heard, through the media channel of the president, he has reaffirmed that the election will hold on 28th of March. He has also said there is no issue of any interim government as being circulated by the rule model. He confirmed, and also the Attorney General of the Federation has said there is no such thing in the Constitution as interim government. So we are appealing to Nigerians to focus their mind on exercising their right on the election day. And we still appeal again to people to eschew violence. During the meeting here this afternoon, we as the committee have met, and we are fortunate that we have the chairman of the APC in person, and we have also the representative of the PDP chairman. Both of them have condemned any violence in their area. And we are appealing again to the youth, who are the main bulk of people that are involved in violence. To listen to the word of the elders, to listen to the word of their leaders, to ensure they are not used as cannon fodder. Like I said last time, it is the children of the poor that are being used to unite with violence. We appeal again to the youth to maintain peace.
PDP has finally reacted to the controversial audio tape containing the conversation of some government ministers and senior PDP officials during the last governorship election in Ekiti State. The opposition APC says the tape, which was secretly recorded by an army captain, is a clear proof that the PDP rigged the Ekiti State governorship election. Spokesperson of the PDP Presidential Campaign Council, Femi Fani-Kayode, has hit back at the APC.
The tape that the APC referred to made no mention of rigging and did not expose any attempt to rig by Fayose or anyone else, whilst the tape that we have just played exposes ample evidence of rigging by the APC in Osun State. In addition to this, the PDP Presidential Campaign Organization wishes to take this opportunity to draw the attention of the Nigerian people and members of the international community to the subtle threat of violence in a statement by General Muhammadu Buhari at the APC stakeholders meeting in Abuja on Tuesday. General Buhari said that the patience of the APC and its leaders were on test. were on test. One wonders what he means by that, and what he and his supporters intend to do once that patience runs out. In an AFP news report of Friday, February 6, 2015, he was asked if he would accept the outcome of the presidential election, no matter how unfavorable it is to him. Listen to his answer, and I quote, "I am not going to lose, so I won't answer that question," end of quote. Again, only yesterday, Wednesday, February the 18th, 2015, in an interview on Arise Television, General Buhari was asked what his reaction would be if he loses the election. His answer was, "We shall see. We shall see." End of quote. As far as we are concerned, these are ominous and subtle threats to unleash violence on the Nigerian people and all those that he perceives are his enemies in the event of his losing the election.
Now, the Lagos State Resident Electoral Commissioner, Akin Orebi, has been explaining the processes that will be involved in this year's election. As a matter of fact, he says rigging the election will be quite cumbersome because of all the structures that INEC has put in place. He called a press briefing today in Lagos where he explained the processes that will be involved during the elections. Take a listen to what he said.
Before Professor Jiga and his team came in to the commission, the practice had been that ballot papers are not numbered. Now they are given serial numbers, so I can know where they belong to and how many. So the issue of somebody going to print ballot papers from outside and going to dump them or lump them up with the ones we have will not arise, because these are serialized, and all parties we have all the serial numbers ahead of the election. That is one. Two, the ballot papers are also color-coded for each particular local government, for each of the elections. The implication of this is that the issue of maybe stealing ballot papers there and taking it to another local government, no, it will not. Because once you see the color, you know they don't belong where you are taking them to. So snatching of ballot boxes, wanting to rush them somewhere else. First of all, the serial numbers, when you really have to begin to count the show. Two is that they are color-coded. You cannot lump from one particular place with another one from another place. So these are some of the measures also put in place. And measure 3 now, the fact that even the party agents will follow us all along. I myself am not allowed to know the colors or the code until the morning when all of us with the party agents go to CBN together to collect these sensitive materials. And then from there, they are packed in local government by local government. So on the following morning, on Thursday, by the time we begin to move to the local government too, the media will be there, observers will be there, as well as party agents. And they'll follow us on that trip till we get to the local government. On Friday morning, we now begin to separate them into different wards. And we move on Friday to the different wards where we all sleep. There will be, again, party agents, there will be observers, there will be the media, there will be INEC officials, and there will also be security all along. Security personnel will also accompany us in all these exercises. We've done this in several states, especially during the governorship elections in Edo, in Ondo, in Anambra, in Ekiti, as well as Osun. And it's worked. Once we've accredited a number of people that have come forward for accreditation, the card reader also keeps this particular number of people who have been accredited. We have the figure so that towards evening, when we begin to collate the results, the first thing the collation officer will ask after leaving the polling unit is, "Can I have your smart card reader?" And then he will open it and find out the number of people accredited. So that also solves the problem of people maybe waylaying officials on the way and trying to maybe snag ballot box and stuffing. Even if you stuff and add more, we already have the records of the number of people who have been accredited in the smart card reader. What if they also snatch the smart card reader? The smart card reader works a wonderful way. Before accreditation ends, it already sends through GSM method the figure for accredited to our own server. So we know how many people have been accredited at the close of accreditation at 1 p.m. So please, there is no need to expect that this system will fail this time. We have given so much thought and so much work to the exercise, and we assure you again and again that it will definitely work.
For defense and ministerial nominee Musli Obanikoro faces the risk of having his bid to return as a minister quashed at the Senate. He is due to appear before the Senate for screening, having been nominated as a minister by the president. Of course. But if the threat by some senators of the opposition All Progressives Congress APC is anything to go by, Obanikoro might as well just kiss goodbye to his quest to return to the federal government as a minister. The opposition senators have vowed to stop Obanikoro's reappointment as a minister. Spokesperson for the APC Senate Caucus, Senator Babafemi Ojudu, said they are determined to scuttle Obanikoro's reappointment because of his alleged indictment in the use of the military to allegedly rig the last governorship election in Ekiti State. Meanwhile, on Wednesday, a court sitting in Lagos postponed judgment till March the 5th on a case filed against Obanikoro by 3 members of his party, the PDP. They accuse him of falsifying his age to contest governorship elections in Lagos State. Tough one there for Obanikoro. We'll just wait and see what happens. Now, a Lagos State High Court sitting in Lagos says it will rule on an application filed by founder of the Synagogue Church of All Nations, Prophet T.B. Joshua, on March the 3rd, 2015. The application is an objection to the coroner's inquest into the death of victims of the Synagogue Church building, which collapsed last September. Prophet T.B. Joshua filed the application on the grounds that the coroner, Magistrate O.A. Komalafe, had gone beyond his brief by summoning him to appear before him. That's the coroner. Justice Latifa Okuno fixed the date for the ruling after hearing the reply on point of law filed by Joshua's lawyer, Latif Fagbemi. Fagbemi had emphasized that the coroner lacked the legal backing to inquire about the possible cause of the building collapse. According to the lawyer, the coroner's job stopped at the determination of what killed the victims of the building collapse. A total of 116 people, many of them South Africans, died on September 12, 2014 in the synagogue building collapse. And to some other story now, the Lagos State Command of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps has paraded 14 suspects who were arrested at different locations in Lagos for illegal reconnection and climbing of electricity poles. Also paraded were 23 who were arrested for illegal oil bunkering.
Parading the suspect at the Lagos Command, the head of the Lagos State Command, Abafi Gabriel, said the suspect, all of them male, were arrested at different times and locations, illegally tampering with the property of the Ikeja Electrical Company.
Who just bypass meters and go to the high fence to go and connect lights themselves after being disconnected for non-payment, which is economic saboteur of the federal government. Such, because of the indebtedness they have owed NEPA for so long, they want to evade payment. And some of them, when NEPA officials go there, Ikeja Electric go there to disconnect, they go back to reconnect. One of them was found climbing the pole to reconnect from the high tension. Thank God he's alive. If he has fallen dead, like it has used to others, well, I will not be talking this time. Others were those who sidetracked prepaid meters so that they can have easy access. Well, they have their reasons, but whatever it is, the people from the Ikeja Electricity are here to also help us talk to the public about being noticed that the eye of the law is watching everywhere so that they can be guided and not to do things that will be detrimental for the economic status of this country.
Once you bypass meter, that means the meter is not reading. You are consuming electricity free of charge. The money that should have accrued to the company for us to reinvest into giving energy to people are being lost.
But one of the arrested suspects said he was only trying to assist his neighbors fix some electrical problems when he was arrested.
There is one wire in our Atago Palace side. Then the wire now cut. I now tell one of my people said that if they bring the light, this wire is down. There is one container passed there. The container now cut the wire down. I now tell some of our people there, say if NEPA people, if they bring the light now, say there is one children pass this side, the wire is going to burn the person. That one now said I should find money to go and rent ladder. As I rent ladder to climb the pole, that is those people that meet me here.
The 23 illegal oil bankers who were also paraded were arrested by men of the Nigerian Navy in the month of January and February on sea with petroleum products. Among them, 5 Togolese and 1 Nigerian, who were arrested with 65 drums of 250 liters each of diesel.
We have some people being handed over from the Navy to us. In the set of the first 6, they were found on the IC with some vandalized products. Those also handed over. Then the second set comprising of 17 of them. 6 Ghanaians, 3 Togolese, and the rest Nigerians.
The commandant said all the suspects would be arraigned in court in the coming days.
Now, the Bayelsa State government says it will hold a mass burial for the People's Democratic Party women leaders who died in an auto crash along the East-West Road in Rivers State on Saturday. The burial will hold at the Joy Heroes Park in Yenagoa. It will be preceded by a service of songs which will hold at the Bayelsa Cultural Center along Hospital Road in the state capital. The government released this information after the Deputy Governor John Jonah met with families of the accident victims behind closed doors. The women died in an auto crash last week along the East-West Road in Rivers State. 9 of the 11 accident victims were burnt beyond recognition. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we'll go to business stories. Don't go away.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on TV360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
Welcome back. The Naira Thursday crashed further against the United States dollar from 215 to 220 Naira at the Bureau of the Change segment of the foreign exchange market. This is as a result of the closure of the retail Dutch auction system and wholesale Dutch auction system window by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The Naira also weakened to 199 to the dollar at the interbank market compared to 197 on Wednesday. The CBN had on Wednesday said all demands for foreign exchange should be channeled to the interbank market, adding that only genuine demands for foreign exchange would be met. President of the Association of Bureau de Change of Nigeria, Aminu Gwadabe, said that the closure of the RDAS could further affect access to foreign exchange by the BDC segment of the market. Quite a tough one there for Nigerians. We just wait and see where the Naira is headed for. Now, the U.S. government, through the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, and the government of Qatar have donated $2 million each to support the Safe Schools initiatives, a project aimed at meeting the education needs of thousands of children affected by the ongoing insurgency in the northeast of Nigeria. Nigeria's Minister of Finance, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, disclosed the donation in Abuja at the signing of a memorandum of understanding between Nigeria, the United Nations, and the U.S. government. The minister said the donation will be paid into a multi-door trust fund set up within the UN system and being managed by the UNDP, UNICEF, and UNOPS.
Today, I'm happy to announce that the U.S. government, through USAID, has made a donation of $2 million to this multi-donor trust fund. And we are here today to witness the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between the UN, the US, and the US government in support of the government of Nigeria. and I shall be signing on behalf of the government as the witness to this contribution to us. I'm also happy to inform you that the government of Qatar, through the Qatar Foundation, has equally made a donation of $2 million into the multi-donor trust fund. I'm sure we probably will be doing something with them on this later.
We in the United States government, we are delighted to be part of this. It ties in with many other things that we're trying to do in the Northeast. Education, health, nutrition, support to IDPs, all of these things to try to decrease the human suffering as part of our overall effort to support the Nigerian government as it struggles against terror. We know from our own experience how hard that struggle can be, but also how crucial and how important that struggle is. And you just have to keep going. You can't give up. And we stand with you here in Nigeria because I know that you are not going to give up, and we are not going to give up in our efforts to support you.
Now, some other good news for Nigeria. Some local and foreign investors have shown interest in operating ferries within Lagos, as well as from Lagos to Tema in Ghana. According to the Lagos Area Office Manager of the National Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA, Muazu Sambo, the agency has granted approval, actually, to an investor in Sierra Leone who has brought in 9 boats to run ferries between CMS and Ikorodu. The investor is also expected to run ferries between CMS and Maltu. He said this would help ease the transportation problems workers who live outside of Lagos face, as many would be able to get to Lagos within 15 to 20 minutes of boarding the ferries. He added that another company wants to run between CMS and Tema in Ghana, moving passengers and goods from the Lagos jetty. Well, we just can't wait for that to happen. I really wish it happens and happens very fast. Now, the Nigerian Stock Exchange, NSE, has expressed its readiness to introduce initiatives that would help position it as attractive listing and investment destination in Africa. This, according to the NSE Chief Executive Oscar Onyema, is in keeping with its unwavering commitment to solidify its leadership position as Africa's foremost securities exchange. Addressing journalists in a press conference, Onyema said the exchange would focus on delivering several initiatives in support of its revised strategy within the year. He listed some of the initiatives to include promotion of Nigerian capital market as an African hub for growth companies, attracting more domestic flows into the market, implementation of a more competitive price structure, and intensifying its effort towards developing a more sustainable market. To some sports now. Former Super Eagles captain Austin J.J. Okocha has been elected Delta State Football Association chairman. Okocha polled 26 votes out of the available 27 to succeed Amaju Pinnick, who had to vacate the chairmanship of the State Football Association when he became the president of the Nigerian Football Federation in September 2014. The former PSG, Bolton Wanderers and Hull City player had been the vice chairman of the association under Pinnick's reign. Now, we can only say congratulations to Okocha, and let's just wait and see how he runs the Delta FA. Let's turn to some other controversial story now. Well, this is very controversial. As a matter of fact, it has to do with Mario Balotelli. We remember what happened. Well, he was not supposed to take that penalty, but then the captain of Liverpool Football Club of the night, that's the Europa League now, was supposed to take the penalty, but Balotelli walked up to the spot, collected the ball from Jordan Henderson, and of course took the penalty and scored. But then the biggest talking point now is what came out of the captain of Liverpool, Steven Gerrard, who of course criticized Balotelli for his action. And people have been hitting hard at Gerrard for coming out to criticize Balotelli, especially when the controversial Italian scored the spot kick. Well, that's it in news now. We thank you very much for watching. We're back again shortly. Don't go away.